Claire, and this creative activity is called Recipe. Now all you're going to need is a pen or a pencil, some paper and a cookbook. So pause the video, grab what you need and then restart when you're ready. Grab your cookbook and open it at random to any page. If you weren't able to find a cookbook, you can just Google a recipe online. And when you've found your recipe, have a look at the structure of it. You've got your title. Often there's a little bit of blurb, an introduction from the writer explaining the inspiration behind the recipe. Then you've got your list of ingredients, which are very specific about the quantity of each item that you need. Then you've got your instructions, the step-by-step details of how to make the recipe, followed by often a few notes, variations, or perhaps how to serve or how to store the meal. Now once you've got your recipe, grab a piece of paper and write down on the top, Recipe for disaster. And I want you to write a recipe for any disaster at all. Now this can be something from real life, could be something that you've made up, it could be something very trivial, very silly, it could be something very serious. But use the same structure to write out your recipe for disaster. A little bit of blurb at the beginning, the details of all the ingredients with their quantities, then the instructions on how to make the recipe, and a few notes on the end for variations or how to serve it. Then, once you've got your recipe for disaster, take your next piece of paper and write at the top of that, Recipe for success. And go through the same process again, but this time writing a recipe for success. Again, it could be something that you've imagined, it could be something from real life, it could be something very serious, or it could be something very small, very trivial, but a recipe for success. Now, when you've got these two recipes side by side, have a look and see if you can swap the ingredients over. Is it possible to write a recipe for success using the ingredients from a disaster and round the other way? Is it possible to write a recipe for disaster using the ingredients from the recipe for success? You could also write some further recipes for things of your own imagination, whether they be very abstract and imaginative or very down to earth and concrete. Well, if you'd like to share anything that you've written, any of your recipes from this activity, please put them online using the hashtag LWCommissions, because we'd love to see what you come up with.